How can you actually sit with, having watched like 500 Hollywood movies, how could you actually, an Irish man, sit or lie with an Irish woman and say, I love you? How could he, without laughing?
I love you.
I love you too.
I really love you.
I love you more.
Yeah, come here, buddy. Do you think you've got a deeper capacity for love than she has? Because that'll suffocate her. You have to love her with an open hand and hope that she gravitates towards you. I love you. I love you more. Give me a fucking break. Why don't you stitch your face to her leg like? Come here, I'm not finished. You think you've been all loving and sensitive, holding hands, kissing and all. What about all the single people who had to see yours kissing face, confronting them with their own loneliness? Didn't think about that, did you?
The Catholic Church discouraged the Irish from taking pride in their appearance, suppressing their natural self-esteem.
There was this girl, even though she didn't go to Mass, the effect of the Catholic Church still lived on in her head, giving her the negative thoughts. As she was getting ready to go out, she pulled down the front of her dress to make herself look sexy. And when she did that, the negative thoughts said that she was disgusting and ugly for wanting men to look at her. So she drank some alcopops, and the negative thoughts in her head went away. Then she was sitting at a bar, and she was enjoying herself until she saw herself in the mirror. And then all the negative thoughts started shouting at her. So she guzzled back more drink until she couldn't hear them anymore. The woman went home and woke up the next morning, and she couldn't remember how she got there. She saw the man in bed beside her, and he saw her. And they both got an awful shock. And then the voices in their heads got louder and louder, telling them they were so ugly. But this time they couldn't do nothing to make them stop.
Many Irish are addicted to soap operas, investing more in the lives of fictitious characters than their own.
Brett, there's something I have to tell you.
Tiffany, there's something I have to tell you.
Shh, don't talk now.
Brett. Tiffany.
Bobby.
Bobby?
I came as soon as I could. There's something I have to tell you both. It's about Jed.
Jed?
Jed?
Jed. And Angela.
Angela?
Angela?
Angela. And little Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Little Jill.
Brett.
Brett?
Oh no.
Brett!
6 years he's bringing her into Kells now. 6 years.
Three Irish nationals with Republican connections were apprehended in the Colombian jungle today. They were caught smuggling laptop computers, printers, stationery, highlighter markers.
I don't know anything about that. Don't know.
And a state-of-the-art high-speed photocopier.
What it is. Explica.
Police say they could have provided rebels with the expertise necessary to carry out a highly effective and persuasive conference presentation with potentially devastating consequences.
And later, I will be exposing the drug dandies who peddle Satan's pharmaceuticals on the streets of Dublin.
Hey there. I'm just an average jazzy cat. I hang around with a group of dorky ne'er-do-wells. Perchance, do you have any drugs to purchase?
Roy, what do you want? LSD, PCP, MDMA?
Well, hang on a second. They're just letters. How about the drugalunios, purveyor man?
Right, €60 up front.
Sure. Oh. Do you take MasterCard?
Oh, you fuck off.
Well, hang on a second. How about some Switzer's vouchers?
Fighting.
Rahoo, 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 rahoo! I'm out here in the Holy Land, and you can still hear the sound of Jesus crying on the cross. The sunblock's in the 60s and the crack is in the 90s. And these are a couple of mad bastards from the Irish Army. What's going on, lads?
There's been peace in this region for the last 20 years. We're very proud of that.
But you, what are we stuck in here for? Let's go and shave the beards off a couple of these mad bastards.
You need a flak jacket.
I got a crack jacket. There's not a bullet in the world that could touch me, because everyone loves Hector. Now, I'm going out to see who's got the best sense of humour, the Muzzy Wuzzies or the Jew boys. But Jesus, I hope I can tell the difference. Jesus! They're shocking sensitive.
The President for Life and her housebound saluting the Irish Armed Forces on this very special day. One of Ireland's 2 tanks on display here, a formidable figure, the other tank unfortunately hospitalised with diabetes. The men of the 576th UN Observer Battalion just back from the Middle East. Of course, UN observers have played a vital role in watching slaughter, massacres and genocide throughout the world. We take a moment now to remember the many pairs of binoculars that have been lost on these vital UN missions. And here we see the men and women of the Irish Army Reserve, the FCA there, whose role in any conflict will be to encourage the enemy to feel sorry for us. Here's the Army's latest weapon, the Sinead launcher. The Sineads are mostly made up of primary school teachers, nurses and vanguardies, devastating in confined spaces such as toilets and taxis. And of course, we can't forget Irish women's contribution to Ireland's freedom, killing huge numbers of British soldiers in their crucial role as disease-riddled prostitutes.
Rahoo, rahoo! I'm speed dating down here in Galway, and I'm looking for a heifer for Hector! All these lonely hooers here are absolutely gagging for it. So come on, and we'll give it a lash. Move over there.
What's your favorite film?
What's your favorite type of crow? Mine's a jackdaw. I win. Move over. What's the capital of Timbuktu? You lose. 2-0 for Hector. Go on, Jiminy Cricket. Do you like fencing?
The Olympic sport or the practice of demarcating farmland?
Rahoo. Do you like going for long romantic walks in the country?
What the fuck?
As in life, you'll meet the occasional stray bullock. It's me sister, Hectorata! Well, there you have it. I got me date for the night, and I'll tell you something, I'll definitely get the ride. Speed dating. Let yourself go! Wow. So, John, how long did the abuse go on?
About 6 years, Pat.
But you weren't the only member of your social group to suffer at his hands.
No, there were others. But they were too scared to say anything.
They were, but you weren't. You decided to do something.
Yes. One day, I just walked straight into the Garda station and I told them everything that he did.
And soon after, he was arrested and imprisoned.
Yes. But I still don't understand why it happened.
But hold on a second. You should take comfort in the fact that once you fingered him, he was up for it in no time. Wow.
In fact, death is now so popular in Ireland that the government is considering the reintroduction of the death penalty.
Capital punishment. Some people are for it, and some people are against it. But I bet you I don't have to ask Billy Joe Caffrey where he stands. He's in the hot seat now with his last supper sitting inside his stomach, and if it wasn't well cooked, it soon will be. Over there are the family of the people Billy Joe slaughtered. You don't have to say a word. I know exactly how you feel. If I was in your position, I'd want someone to ring the governor. And Hector's here, and he's feeling lucky. Hello, Governor. It's Hector here, and I'm in the death house with Billy Joe. And he's shocking sorry for raping and killing all those girls. Will you give him another chance? You will? You'll give him a pardon? Congratulations, Billy Joe. You're a free man. I'm only joking. You're going to fry for what you did, you mad, murdering bastard. 1 million volts right up your hole. Don't try and fight it. Let yourself go! Here, what are you doing? Let me go. Here, let go! Let go! Come here, let go! Let go! Stop messing around. Come here, let me go!
Here we are at the Lost Loved Ones Classic, not for novices. Large crowd in attendance. And you, sir? Under starters' orders, and they're off. And it's sister-in-law. Sister-in-law takes up the running from next-door neighbor. She's looking very impressive indeed. And here comes Daddy's girl, race favorite, making an early charge, pulling away from Dead Man's Boy. And it's Trophy Wife overtaking Golf Buddy, and the crowd cheer on. It's anybody's race now as we head for the gospel, and the crowd are on their feet. But wait, who's this coming up on the inside? It's California Nephew! California Nephew surprising everyone. Sister-in-law, next-door neighbor really feeling the pressure now. California Nephew, what a contest as we approach the final straight. And the front runners, sister-in-law, Dead Man's Boy, Daddy's girl, Golf Buddy, California Nephew losing ground. Sister-in-law, Dead Man's Boy, Daddy's girl, Golf Buddy. It's neck and neck, there's absolutely nothing in it. But it's no relation comes from nowhere to win the Dead Man's Novice Chase. What a huge surprise. There'll be a steward's inquiry over this.
Come here, fucking man. No! Get off! Help! Help! Help!
When no one alive wants to help you, it's time to bring in the dead.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Dead Man, creating awkwardness wherever he goes.
Thanks, Dead Man.
Dead Man, crime will be mortified.
You're very welcome to the Sposs Road Errand Service to Jupiter, calling at Kildare, Thurles, Tipperary, Mallow, Mullingar, Dundalk, Dungarvan, Clonakilty, Portlaoise, Longford, Ballinsloe, Limerick Junction and Jupiter. Passengers for Ganymede, please change at Limerick Junction.
Is there anyone sitting here? I'm up for an appointment with the kidney man. Do you think the bar might be open? Huh? I'm for Jupiter. Are you going to Jupiter? Here, will you play a game of cards? No. Come on, let's play a game of cards now. Come on, it's a long flight.
How he is. I'm flitting round on the international PlayStation with a couple of mad bastards. Look at this Yankee Doodle Dandy. Beat me up, Scotty. Do you get it? Beat me up, Scotty. How about this? E.T. Phone Home.
Sir, if you could leave our equipment alone, please.
Who's this cosmic curly filly? By Jesus, you have a face on you like a Russian winter. Huh? I wouldn't mind lifting up your iron curtain and firing a rocket ship right up your fleshy moon. Whoa!
You disgust me, Ginger Man.
Well, lad, nothing I haven't heard before.
Sir, you are a hazard to the station. Boys, put him in the airlock.
Well, there you have it. They say in space, no one can hear you scream. Well, here goes.
I do miss the fresh vegetables, that is one thing.
Yeah, it's one thing I can't get used to.
Foodie, it tastes like crap.
Are you alright?
What is wrong?
Cough it up.
What? Get up! Get up! Get up!
Put them on
Get up! Get up!
Get on the table! Hold it down! Get him ready! Ready!
Rahoo, Rahoo! I'm born again. I feel brand
yes, mad bastard, yeah!
Come on, I found a buyer for this down in Connolly Station. Where's the rest of it?
Houston.
Houston? We've got a problem.
Oh, I remember I used to have a pet terrapin. I used to bring it to school.
I remember we had a budgie and it literally glowed in the dark. I remember
that. I remember when our dog Biscuit had puppies, we called them Crumbs.
I remember Dennis Taylor's glasses and having to drown a bag of kittens. That's all I remember.
I know.
Oh my God.
Guys, does anyone remember Swing Ball?
Yeah. Do you remember Cabbage Patch Kids?
Oh, yeah. And the Etch-a-Sketch. It's basically like the first iPad.
Yes.
I remember me father dying and Pat Spillane. That's all I remember.
What do we do about the feeding?
Oh, once every 4 hours, but you'll find your own schedule soon enough.
And the bathing?
Oh, once every second day or so.
And how'd you go about, not fucking them up?
Oh, just give them a cuddle every couple of hours. Just don't favour any sibling, and watch out for any fascination with dead or dying animals. Don't worry, be fine. Sure, we all a bit fucked up.
And dyslexic. Before the show, you were saying in school you felt like you were behind everyone else. But you have dyslexia, so maybe you were ahead of everyone else. Ever think of that? It's a bit of a conundrum, or as you might say, a bit of a dundrum.
You're a kid of a bunt.
Wow.
The Irish education system was inherited from the British, where wealth and social standing granted access to quality education.
People from all over the empire send their children to places such as Cambridge and Eton. It's not all dreary academia. They also have time for games like wall ball. Look there. Faggots reading poetry under a tree. The son of the King of Tonga was fitting in well. Some of these boys will be future prime ministers, and some of them won't. And the Paddies have saved up enough money to educate Ireland's brightest child. Well, he certainly has an appetite for learning.
To Irish revolutionary Patrick Pearse, British-run schools were murder machines. Only weeks before the Easter Rising and his subsequent execution, Pearse displayed his radical alternatives to the British education system.
The British education model as a system of learning is a murder machine. I shall recite a poem which shows you the passion we have for boys here in St. Enda's. Little lad of the tricks, full well I know you have been in mischief. Confess your faults truly. I forgive you, child of the soft red mouth. I will not condemn anyone for a sin not understood. Raise your comely head till I kiss your mouth. There is a fragrance to your kiss that I have not found yet in the kisses of women or in the honey of their bodies. Up the Republic!
I'll just wait in here, so thank you.
Hey, buddy. You Irish?
Sean Hannigan from Kerry. Lovely to meet you. Where are you from yourself?
Dublin.
Bet you didn't think you'd be coming all the way to New York. You bump into someone from Kerry. Bet you didn't think you'd be coming to New York and bumping into someone from Kerry.
Where'd you go to uni?
Tralee. And yourself? Tralee. And yourself?
Trinity. Trinity.
You could walk into anywhere and get a job.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we got here? Kennedy and Hannigan. Hey, two Irish mix.
Sean Hannigan, lovely to meet you. Mark Kennedy, I've been here for 2 years.
I've been here for 2 years. I love you, brogue. I'm quarter Irish. My grandmother was from Youghal.